Well, it's that time of the year again. I will be stopping by Dallas Cigars this Friday to purchase my cigar for this year's edition of the third Saturday in October between Alabama and Tennessee. This is a matchup between two teams who I think are very capable and have showed signs of greatness this year, but have struggled a lot and have had some inconsistency as well. Let's talk about the home team first. Let's talk about the Vols. The Vols have been dynamic on defense, absolutely locked down. I would not want to play against a Tennessee Volunteers defense. But Tennessee is one of those teams on both sides of the ball, kind of like a Texas, where their stats are a little bit inflated just because of their competition. The two ranked teams they play this year are North Carolina State, who have absolutely fallen off a cliff, and Oklahoma, who's about to do the same because pretty much their entire offense is injured. So you have to take that into account. Tennessee's offense, there's so much potential there. It's unbelievable. But they seem like they're just a stroke off right now. The scheme is there. The plays are there. The designs are there. But the execution is just slightly off. Whether it's Nico and one of his receivers not being on the same page, route running being an issue, accuracy being an issue, communication being an issue, something is just slightly off on Tennessee's offense. But it's one of those offenses where there's so much potential there. They're in a predicament where they're just slightly out of it. But all it takes is one or two just really complete solid drives. And this offense finds its identity. It finds its mojo. It's kind of like starting a charcoal grill. Like you pour some lighter fluid on there, you light it goes for a little bit, and then it burns out. And you put some more fluid on, light it, and it goes a little bit, and then it burns out. And then you get to that point to where that thing is cooking. You put the lid on, 5 minutes later, you're ready to put the steak on. Tennessee is they're a Weber charcoal grill right now, and I'm just waiting for that one or two consecutive drives where it really just lights, it really just takes off and accelerates, because it is this close. I think Tennessee's defense is as good as advertised. Offensively, they're a stroke off. Do they find it against an Alabama defense that's been really struggling to find its identity this year? Who knows? This could be a great opportunity for Tennessee to do so this Saturday. Alabama, just like last season, they're a very flawed but capable football team. You saw what they're capable of against Georgia. You cannot ignore what Alabama did against Georgia. It was a classic of a game. It was a juggernaut of an opponent. It was a head coach in his first year at a new program with huge shoes to fill. Kalen DeBoer took that bull by the horns and he took it down. And Alabama had a statement win at home against Georgia. But you also cannot ignore what happened the week after against Vanderbilt, who historically has been the laughingstock of the SEC. But this year, I want to give my respect to Vanderbilt because I think that that's an ascending program right now and a team that is a lot better than a lot of people out there will give them credit for. Like I said, Alabama has a lot of flaws. But Alabama was a sloppy team last year as well to start the year. But what they did was they compiled wins and compiled wins and compiled more wins. Lost to Texas at home. Nearly lost to South Florida. Nearly escaped Ole Miss the week after at home. But then he beat Mississippi State. Then he beat Texas A&M. And then he beat Arkansas. And then he beat Tennessee at home. And after each win, you just become more and more confident. Is Alabama capable of doing that this year? Alabama's issues right now. Can you get a stop on third or fourth down? And it's not even because it's my own alma mater. I would be getting this frustrated watching any team struggle as bad as Alabama is right now to get a stop on third or fourth down. And can you avoid costly penalties? I've seen this these past 2 weeks with the Vanderbilts in South Carolina with Alabama. Every time Alabama has a really positive play, especially on defense, you look around the field and there's laundry everywhere. Yellow flags everywhere. You know, whether it's encroachments, pass interference, illegal motion, automatic first down, Vanderbilt. That can't happen in Neyland. That Neyland Stadium crowd is just too electric. And if you feed that beast, Tennessee will eat. I guarantee it. Especially in that atmosphere. You saw it 2 years ago where Alabama had 17 penalties against Tennessee. And it just juiced that crowd up until Tennessee pulled off the upset. And that is, once again, the blueprint this year. If you're Tennessee, force Alabama into making errors. Get that crowd nice and loud. But especially with your own schemes, your own designs. Get Alabama flustered. Maybe play a fast pace of offense. Get that defense puzzled. That's how Tennessee pulls this thing off. But how I think Alabama pulls this game off is with explosive plays. And I think that they're capable of them. You break loose once or twice against that Tennessee defense. You deflate that crowd a little bit. And that's just the key. If you're Alabama, you want to deflate that Neyland Stadium crowd just a little bit. Make it your game. Take control. Yes, you're in a raucous environment. Make this your game. Take control. I think Alabama's going to more playmakers on offense. I think you get Jeremy Bernard and Ryan Williams going, and especially Jalen Milroe on his legs. He makes smart decisions, holds on to the ball, doesn't make careless turnovers. Alabama wins this thing, and I think they do just that. I think this game is chippy. As always, a lot of animosity between these two. I think it can be sloppy at times. I think it can be explosive at times. I think it's going to be just a great watch overall. But I like Alabama to get their swagger back and win this game 34-28 in Knoxville on Saturday. I think this game will be huge for Alabama's trajectory. And, Alabama wins this game. They beat Missouri. They beat LSU. Sooner rather than later, just like last year, that Vanderbilt and South Carolina game, they're a distant memory. Just like Texas and South Florida were a distant memory for Alabama last year. Tennessee, if they lose this game, you've got to win out. You've got to have a near-perfect season, but not all hope is lost. They'd be in the same position that, say, Ole Miss is in right now. But Alabama's favored by 3 to win this game, and I like the odds for the Tide to win. I'm picking Alabama to win this game, 3rd Saturday in October. Have a great day. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really appreciate you and the time that you took out of your day to watch the video. And if you enjoyed it, please be sure to like the video and share it, as well as subscribe to The Era. The more likes and subscribers I get on this channel, the more resources I can attain, and the more resources I can attain, the more value I can provide to you, the viewer. And that is how I show my appreciation for you for the time that you devote to watching my videos. So thank you so much, and have a great day.